Okay, what's up, everybody? I'm Johnny, and this is how becoming my alter ego completely changed my life. So if you guys don't know, I'm Johnny from Lion's Tail. I am a men's personal transformation coach, and mostly what I do is I help guys overcome their fear, shame, and guilt that's been holding them back in order to allow them to become the man they were born to be, which is my life's passion, and I absolutely love doing it. And one way I did that was actually becoming my alter ego. And that's why I wanted to record this video, because it's just so impactful. And there's actually something I forgot that was a key to it that I just remembered in a deep session I just did. And I wanted to record this video really quick to share this knowledge, because it is a key part of my mentorship program, because it's the method that I actually used to completely change my life. And that is not an exaggeration. So let's dive in. So I told you a little bit about me and what I do. I've been a transformational coach for a few years now, because I actually did change my entire life using this method. So my old self, very small, meek, I always felt unworthy. I never felt like I was good enough for anything. So when I got money, I would shed it all the time because I didn't feel like I was valuable enough, which is actually one of the biggest things that hold people back from wealth, is not being able to handle that energy because they don't feel like they're worthy of it. That translated into all areas of my life. I didn't feel like I was worth promotion. I didn't feel like I was worth a new job. I didn't feel like I was worth my ideal partner. I didn't feel like I was worthy to be my mother's son, my daughter's father. Everything. And so I always felt unworthy, insecure, strange, grew up as an only child without a dad, and introverted. And so I always felt kind of weird and strange, and like I never wanted to share what I actually thought and all that kind of stuff. And so that led me to live a life of meekness, smallness, all that kind of stuff. And I actually completely transformed my life. And then I started living a life that's big, bold, seen. I live in my favorite place in the world. The beach is right outside my door. I wake up every morning, do whatever I want to do, and then I go swim in the ocean every morning, wake up to the sunrise, do my gratitude, and it's just an amazing place to be. To be honest, I have to put on a real shirt, or a shirt at all, because the weather here is so amazing. I usually don't wear anything but shorts, to be honest, and I love it. And it's been my dream forever, and releasing those negative emotions actually let me become the man who could live wherever he wants to, in paradise, do whatever he wants to. I used to be in dead-end careers, and I actually did grow a bit, but I only got up to the middle management point, which a lot of people do, without self-worth, because that's all they think they're capable of. And it's just what's in here. It's just our mindset and what we think we're actually worthy of. So the way that my alter ego actually allowed me to break through this is, I did a deep session one time, and I remember I was in this personal transformation program that really didn't understand the gold that they had hidden underneath. What they were teaching was not actually the thing that actually transforms people. They did have it in there, but they didn't know it, and they weren't highlighting it, and most people missed it. And that's why my results were so different from everybody else's. And when I discovered it, I knew I had to teach more and more men this secret. So the big thing is we were asked to describe our ideal self, our future self, the 10 out of 10 in every category. And so if you could think of who that is for you, think of yourself as having the most amazing health, wealth, happiness, relationships, hobbies, passion, family, everything across the board. Imagine the version of yourself that's 10, and then give them a name. And so I always did this, and I couldn't think of a really good name, nothing that stuck anyways. I can't even remember what they were, to be honest, because they didn't stick, they didn't resonate with me. And I had a lot of trouble visualizing, because I'm not that sort of person. I had a lot of trouble visualizing this person, this version of me, and giving them a name and becoming them and all this kind of stuff. But then I did this really deep process that now I do with my clients all the time. And I did an exercise where I went back and looked at the version of myself as a child, a very small child, before all the responsibilities and grind of being an adult had set in, when it was just pure passion and joy. There's nothing else there but exploration, passion, joy, curiosity, all that stuff. And when I went back and I saw this version of myself, the first thing I saw was he was just roaring. This little boy had a chipped tooth, silver tooth, from a memory I had. and he was just roaring like a little tiger, and he was just smashing this like plastic bat or club on everything. And the big vibe about him was he was roaring like a lion, and he was curious, passionate, competitive, and he was taking on any challenges. And the whole point of the exercise was to remember what you had left behind, what you used to be like as a child, what your passions were, and what you've covered up with responsibility, discipline, starting to care what other people think, all that good stuff. And I remember when I saw that, I was like, I was a lion. That's what I was. That little kid right there, he is a lion. He's all about roaring, being big, being seen, doing whatever he wants to do, regardless of who's looking. Just exploring the world, exploring his passions, having fun with joy and passion and fire, right? And that's what I knew. My ideal self, his name is Johnny the Lion. And I've actually created that alter ego, visualized my ideal self, gave it the name Johnny the Lion, created my vision board, wrote that on the top, put it up on my wall, saw it every day, and just every day remembered who I was going to be. And there's all kinds of stuff I did, used some Joe Dispenza techniques and all kinds of different things to actually live as that person, make decisions as that person, wake up as that person every morning, go to sleep looking at that life that I wanted. And I was actually able to replace almost every photo on that vision board with photos of my actual self. And that's when you're living your true life. That's when you're living your true passion. And that's when you're living your dream life, is when you can take your vision board and replace the photos that were on there of your dreams with yourself. And that's what I did. And the way I did it was through this alter ego shift method. And that's what I teach all my clients now. It's a big focus of the practice. It's not super easy. It's not like you can just say, okay, I want to be The Rock, and tomorrow I'm just going to be The Rock and it's going to work out for you. Not that simple. Or give yourself a name for your ideal self, and then, yep, I'll just become that person. There's a ton to it, but that is the premise. It's a really cool hack that'll allow you to take on challenges that maybe your current version of yourself couldn't take on. And right now I'm reading a couple different books, and the funny thing is, all these books, all these methods, all these workshops, they all say the same thing. It's all the basic same principles. It's updating your version of yourself, your identity of yourself, how you see yourself, to become a bigger, more confident, more passionate version of yourself, because your worth, your inner worth in your head, what you feel you are worthy, determines everything around you. So when you feel like you're worth, let's say, $40,000, you won't do anything that's incongruent with that $40,000 mark. And there's been all these studies about salesmen who, no matter what sales location they're in or setup they're in, they're always earning about the same money, because that's their mental blueprint. There's a book out there that actually I really like, that talks about mental blueprints around money, and if you don't change it, you will always be earning the same amount of money one way or another. Either you'll shed the money, or you'll never go for the promotion that pays you more. You'll pass up opportunities. Subconsciously, you will push away anything that doesn't align with your self-identity. And the fact that this is so huge is really cool, one, to know that. And the second thing is, like, okay, so how do we change it? This alter ego shift method is actually a beautiful hack to be able to change that really quickly. Because for me, I gave my former self all the parts that I didn't like about myself. I gave that former self an alter ego as well, and I called him John the Meek, because I used to go by John all the time, and I called him John the Meek. So meek means small, unimportant, unseen, hidden, that kind of stuff. And I put all of my negative personality traits into that person and separated him, and then I became Johnny the Lion with all the traits I embodied, that I really wanted to embody. Big, bold, seen, confident, not scared to lead, not scared to help others, put himself in the spotlight, does whatever he wants to without worrying about whoever is looking, right? And that's what I did. I was able, when I took on a challenge like anything, like quitting my job and becoming a coach, which was a massive, massive change for me. John the Meek couldn't do that, but Johnny the Lion could. Johnny the Lion can do anything. He's a 10 out of 10, remember? He can do anything in the world. So I just woke up, embodied that feeling, and that's what allowed me to quit my job and start my coaching practice. And now instead of improving factories, I improve men's lives day after day, hour after hour. And I gotta tell you, it is so empowering and so rewarding of a profession, and that's why I love doing it. And I never would have been able to do that if my identity had been somebody who wasn't worth that. if I thought I wasn't able to coach other men, if I thought I was a hypocrite, like who am I to coach these other people? If I didn't think I was good enough, big enough, bold enough, if I didn't have enough confidence to help them through the toughest times of their life, which is what I do, I would never have been able to help all these people, and I would have never changed my internal identity, my internal self-worth, and my external world. And I was able to do that through this alter ego shift. So I'm not exaggerating when I say becoming my alter ego changed my life. And I could rattle off everything I've changed right now, but to be honest, I'll save that for another video. I do have my story of my transformation in another video, so I'll leave it to that. But I will just say that I replaced nearly every photo on my vision board, my dreams, with my actual photos. And I am living my actual dream life. And I did that by becoming my alter ego. So if you want to learn more about how to do that, how we do it every day at Lion's Tail, just hit me up, shoot me a DM, comment, email, whatever. I'm most active on Instagram, and there's a link to the website as well, so you can see all the stuff we do, all about me, my history, what we do for our clients, our testimonials, all that good stuff. So what do I want to leave you with? I want to leave you with, know this, that your self-worth determines your world. And upgrading your identity, upgrading the way you see yourself can change your world massively. One way you can really do that much easier than others is to become your alter ego, your future self. And I can show you how to do that so much easier than just grinding day after day after day. So hit me up if you want a hand. I'll see you soon. Cheers.